set, go!
Good morning, everyone. My name is Peter, and I have been coming to the temple for about 2 years now. And I want to share a little bit about my life and my journey and how I got here and what it's done for me. Born in New Jersey. Family life wasn't the best. My parents split when I was 5. I took it personal that my father left. And anybody that tried to come into my mother's life, I terrorized to try and keep away. I only wanted my father. Until my current stepfather came into it, and he was bigger than me. So it got very tight, very tense, and it was hard for my mom to go in between her new love and her son. So I bowed out gracefully, graduated high school, went in the Army, and realistically never looked back. I always knew there was something missing in my life. When I was a kid, I was pretty much forced to go to a Dutch Protestant church, and I listened, I read the Word, I read the Bible, I did everything I was supposed to, but something wasn't there. Just wasn't doing it for me. And I struggled through life. I self-medicated myself with smoking weed and every once in a while and things to calm me down and to try and fill that void in my life. I never knew what it was. One day, years later, I'm about 25 years old, I'm working in a shop in a garage, and some lady just pulled into the shop, and we started talking, and we became friends. Platonic friends. She always had someone in her life, I always had someone in her life, but I'd always fix her cars and do different things and, help her out because I was a handyman. She always paid me, and it was good, so it was cool. But after a while, my impatience and skitsiness that I had always bumped heads with her. So at one point in time, we parted as friends. 20 years later, the same person came back into my life. Hey, Pete, I moved to Florida. Oh, wow, okay, let's get together. Very last minute, we went to a concert, a rock concert. I met someone from here. She came into my life for a short period of time. We stayed together for a while, and then on a Sunday morning, she was like, I want to go to church. And I looked at her because I thought she was just a rock and roller. And I was like, yeah, okay, what kind of church are you going to? Metaphysical. Bing. What's that? Well, it's a little bit different. It's spirit, it's God, but energies, but we don't read the Bible all the time. Let's go. I went with her the very first time I had my healing through Reverend Suzanne. Changed my entire life. I went there and I says, I know I need something. I know I'm missing something. Maybe this is it. And I kept telling myself, be open and receptive. Be open and receptive. While I'm sitting in the healing chair. The next thing I knew, I shook. I don't know why. And I just, cried like a little baby. And it was a burst. I was like, okay. When the healing was finished, and I got up out of the chair, a new man. I always had tight shoulders, always scrunched up, and from what I hear, everyone carries their stress on their shoulders. Well, I was so tight and so rigid and so for my entire life. And when I got out of that chair, I actually felt like I took a 30-pound release of stress and negativity off my shoulders. It felt like I took a bag of potatoes off my shoulders and let it go. I woke up, I was like, and something right there, I knew something was different, but I didn't know what. I knew I had a release, and it was cool. And the next couple days at work, I'm beaming. I'm like, ah! And people are coming up to me asking me what I'm on from all this extra energy and enthusiasm and love I have for the world. And I was like, I was awakened. And they're like, what's that? And I tried to explain it a little bit, and I didn't really have the full information and knowledge to explain it to them. So I kind of like half-assed it. And some not proud of it, but besides weed, I used to freebase cocaine. Not a lot. Never. I was always a functioning addict, whatever you want to call it, for lack of better terms. The very last time I thought about it was the day of the awakening. I have not touched, thought, or anything in over 2 years. It was a switch of addiction. Thank you. And I never even thought twice about it. It was now not in my life anymore. And all the people that I knew that I used to hang around with all that, one moved away, one did this, they all left my life. And I was like, wow, I guess there was a reason for that. So I called my friend, Phyllis, from New Jersey, that moved down here, and I wouldn't get an answer. And I tried and tried and tried, and I found out that after she brought me to the concert, she went home and passed away.
Aww.
I then told the other girl that I met through here, Stacy's sister, Mitzi, about that, and she, oh, okay, good, and she left my life. So certain people come into your life for certain things, they give you whatever it is, and then they leave. And I was like, wow, what a coincidence. It's no coincidence. It's this journey for me started 20 years ago in New Jersey, not knowing anything. I come here and I said, wow, it's such a small world. And I was talking to Reverend Suzanne a little bit. She's telling me she's from 2 towns over from where I used to be born and raised. I was like, wow, that's a trip. And we were talking about the same places, the Rutt's hot dog place, Golfo Grill. You know, we knew, we walked the same paths all the time, but we never knew it. And then a little bit down the road, Suzanne and I were talking, no, your sister, brought up the fact of her godfather, Suzanne and her sister's godfather. And I was like, that name sounds familiar. That's my father's boss of 18 and a half years. So don't think it's a coincidence. There's a reason for it. And you may not know the reason. But I feel in my life that God has a plan for me. And it's here. And I believe in God. I am now believing more and more about the energies of the world, the energies within us. And it's me. When I was doing the healings earlier, I thought I seen lightnings in my in my cloud of my third eye chakra, for lack of a better description. So I know that this place has definitely changed and improved my life dramatically. I am no longer judgmental. I try and let everything go. If I can't fix it, there's nothing I can do about it, let it go. Why are you stressing over it? And the biggest thing that I found out, you cannot have resentments or hold things against people, because it's the same description. Because as some of the people here know, I realistically hated my stepfather. Rage, I still have a little bit of rage, but pretty much it was all from him, all from that. I couldn't do anything, I was defenseless. And one day the 2 ladies came over to my house, Stacy and Sylvia, and we talked about things. And they were able to help me do a release of the negativity of the hatred and the bitterness I had towards my stepfather. And I felt something, and I felt a release, and 2 days later, I called my mom, and he answered the phone. He never says a word to me. All I hear is, on phone, and he hands it right to her. Nothing. That day, we had a conversation. So the love that I sent through helped him, and it released my resentment, and that was why I was able to go forward. I love my new life. I love my new friends. And I will tell everybody in the world about the Temple of Spiritual Awareness. I love you guys.
I love you too, Peter. Thank you.